Welcome to the workshop down at Raglan's Electric Baboon. And can you guess what we are going to be doing horrible things to today? Not Carly the electric mower, not the fantastic little fat electric bike. It's Holly's turn today, and we're going to zombie another leaf. So you might remember in one of my greatest hits, I zombied a Gen 2 Nissan Leaf, but I failed to make a Gen 1 work. Well, the cool guys down at Thunderstruck over in California have addressed the problems I had, and supposedly this VCU version 3.1 will run a Gen 1 Leaf motor. So they've actually given me this as a trial, so I'm going to do some testing for them. Now, why in all of Christendom would you want to do what I'm doing? Well, first of all, let me explain what I'm doing, and then you might want to know why am I doing it. So what I'm doing is I am making it so that the inverter, let me show you on this one. The inverter, which is this, it receives messages from the VCU in the car telling it what throttle, what torque the driver wants, and then this goes, all right, sweet, and tells the motor, or provides the power to the motor down here, so that the motor then gets on and does that. So, has something gone wrong with my car? No. No, what I want to do is to know that this will drive one of these motors and be able to do it under load and in real world driving situations. So I could spend forever converting a car, putting this motor in it, only to find that it doesn't work. So I've got a car with one of these motors already in it really nicely, and so what I'm doing is I'm just using this as a test bed. So yeah, I'm not going to keep the car like this forever. I'm just going to check that it works. So in here we have on-off button on the left and forward, neutral and reverse on the right. That's heading off to where the controller is in the front. Down in the throttle we're going to have our own loom to that, and we're basically going to fully disconnect this 12 volt from the computers on the car and connect this to the 12 volt instead. So the car will be dead, hence the name Zombie. Now, the reason I actually started this video was to show you the wiring on the throttle. So this is a throttle out of a Generation 1 Nissan Leaf. And after a lot of trawling around, I found that the correct wiring is a bit strange. So basically there's two potentiometers on the throttle pedal, and they have black for their ground signal, which is normal. For the 5 volts, they use white, which is a bit alien to me. And then for the actual signal, how much throttle you have, is red. So I would expect black and red to be ground and power, and then white to be the signal, but it's not. So, knowing this, and now knowing that it's terminals pins 2, 3 and 4 that have these connections on them, I have then wired up my nice little Chinesey power supply via a little breadboard to this throttle pedal and a voltmeter. So let's try and make it so you can see the throttle and the voltmeter. So I'm going to turn this on. So 5 volts. Yep. So according to this, where is it? With the pedal off, I should be getting between 0.5 and 1 volt. And what am I getting? I'm getting 0.769. That's pretty good. And then when I give it full throttle, I should get between 4.4 and 4.8. So can I do this one-handed? Here goes. Oh, there we go, it's full throttle, 4.68. Yep, so that works. So there you go. So now I know which wires I'm going to put into my throttle. I'm going to use the middle red, black and white. Now the reason there's two here is that the Nissan Leaf computer actually takes signals from two different sensors. So there's two potentiometers that are separate in this pedal assembly, and the computer in the Leaf compares the two. And if they don't make sense, if they don't match each other, then it does some kind of a fault. Maybe it shuts it down, maybe it just reduces your power. That's very standard, having two sensors on a mission critical device. We're not going to have it in this, but you know, we're not going to drive it for long, and that's a terrible argument. I don't know what the failure rate of potentiometers is. I'm pretty certain that there is no requirement in certainly the New Zealand standard for making electric vehicles to have a redundancy like that. If you know of anything about where you make electric vehicles, let me know. And depending on how I edit this video, maybe you'll see this before you see the car in action, or maybe... Nah, that's not going to happen because I can't click my fingers, but if I could click my fingers, you might have been about to see the car driving as a zombie. This is a cliffhanger for me, not you. Right, time for me to shut up and get on work. See ya.